Alright, so we talked about what a look dev setup's about. We got our background set to 50% gray. Now we want to come up with multiple lighting conditions. And for this instance, I found an image of sunrise, early morning, and midday. You want to find like 3 to 5 images. If you want to find a sunset or an afternoon sky, you could do that as well. There is a color profile shift between what colors are in the morning and what's at night. You could also find some indoor lights as well. So this is kind of a minimum setup that I have over here. In all actuality, I'd probably want at least like 2 different indoor lighting conditions as well, so we can see how this character's materials are going to handle across multiple scenes in our production. So what you want to do first is just go to HDRI Haven and then go to their HDRIs. And these are all free to download. So you can look at the outdoor ones, you can look at the skies, you can look at some indoors. But what you're trying to do is find different lighting conditions so that when your character's, let's say, fighting a battle outside and then it's arguing with a princess inside of a castle, those two completely different lighting conditions, the skin, the look, it all still feels natural. We don't want to have to switch materials per unique shots. So with this PBR type material setup, we want to make sure that our materials are physically acting correctly towards our lights. So I picked 3. All you're going to do is just go ahead and pick one of these. Look for where, if you're doing outdoor, look for where the sun is in the sky. That way you'll know if it's morning, noon, or night. I look at the shadows, I look at the colors that are on these spheres. That's all going to matter to the lighting. And most of the time I'll just grab the 4K image right here. So once you select that, it'll just start downloading. As soon as that downloads, you would put it in the source images directory of your Maya project directory. So if you have not set your Maya project directory yet, you need to do that, because we're going to want to access them through there. So once you have those images, we're going to jump back to Maya, and I created 3 different dome lights. So if you right click on here, you can create a new dome light, and then I grouped those 3 dome lights, and I went to each one and I gave it a name. I gave it a different HDR, and I named it based on that HDR, and I turned off the primary visibility. And I only render one of these at a time, so you can see my other 2 are hidden right here, and I only have one on. I will then tweak all my lights to kind of have a good balance. So what I'm really looking for here is that the face is not too dark in spots and it's not blown out in spots. And I can look at the value chart of the bottom part of this chip, and if the white or any of these colors are blown out or the face is blown out, that probably means it's too bright on those lights. And if this isn't close to black, then I know that my lights are too bright as well. Okay, so I would say even where I have this light currently, I've now turned it down to 0.75. It's still probably a little bit too bright, and I would go ahead and adjust that.